Happy Thursday, everyone. This is the last example for this week. So hopefully you have been watching the different videos this week, keeping up with all of the Google slides, and showing me your amazing work through the Google Forms. This example will have a microphone when you see it, and that microphone will allow you to read the story to yourself, having my voice behind you. But I'm just going to talk about some of the highlights in this story. Hopefully you'll notice that the things that I've highlighted are either locations, like the bookstore or different pet stores, or distances away, or like directions from that bookstore. And you'll also notice that the word bookstore happens 5 times in the story, whereas the pet shops only happen once or twice in the story. And that's very significant. The reason why the bookstore is so important in this problem is because it's the central location in this story. And so everything that we do is going to be related to that. What that is called is a reference point. And the reference point in a story is often found in the middle of a graph at 0. So 0, again, is called the reference point based off of that. So let's take a look at where these different locations are. We know, based off of what we just talked about, that the bookstore is right in the middle. And if you count, this should be the middle spot that you find. There are 8 more tick marks going to the left, 8 tick marks going to the right. So 0 is right in the middle at the bookstore. This person, Maria, went to a pet shop, and then she walked 10 blocks to get to the bookstore. After she went in, then she went past that to the other pet shop. And so what we want to do is locate where they are on this number line. Now, we mentioned the word 10 blocks, and yet there are only 8 tick marks, which tells us that the scale cannot be 1. Each of these cannot be 1 block. They have to be something else. So if I count by 2s, I will definitely see 10 in enough time. So I'm going to say that the scale is 2 blocks per tick mark. So each tick mark in here will represent 2 blocks. So then this would be 2, the integer, and on the other side would be -2. I'll allow you to fill out the rest of the numbers, but I will try to figure out where the important locations are and place their integers. So the next thing we need to know is the compass. The compass tells us the different directions. This story happens east and west, and so we want to know which one represents positive and which one represents negative. On a compass, there could also be a vertical number line with north and south. So that's north and south. East is right here, and west is right here, which means that west is the negative side. What you want to do is take this little negative symbol and put it above the word west over here. And so you can move your negative right here, and then we'll move the positive on top of east. Okay, so I'm going to put those words as well. This is east going to the right, and this is west going to the left. All right, so the Furry Friends pet shop is 10 blocks to the west. Since each of these jumps is 2, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 to the left. And right here is where the Furry Friends are, at -10, or the opposite of 10. And if we go past the bookstore to Ray's pet shop, we need to go for 10 more blocks. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 units or blocks to the right from the bookstore will get us at Ray's. All right, so now I'm going to move all of the pieces. So you all have the word furry somewhere next to your dots. So you want to move your dot on top of -10 and then put the word furry on top of that. And then you want to take your word Ray's and put that on top of your second dot, which is above 10. And then you have a picture of a bookstore, so you can put that picture of your bookstore right in the middle on top of 0. And we knew it was 0 because that was the central location that everything else was compared to or referred to. All right, so now what we're going to do is answer this question. Which location, Furry Friends Pet Shop or Ray's Pet Shop, is farthest from Maria while she is at the bookstore. So if she's right here at the bookstore, which one is she furthest away from? Okay, well, hopefully you saw that they're both 10. So 10 in the left and 10 in the right, well, those are the same things. And so she isn't anywhere closer to one or the other. She isn't any farther from one or the other. And so what I would write in this box is that since the bookstore is between the two pet stores, and since the number of blocks, sorry, I didn't type it all, is the same from the bookstore, from either bookstore to the pet store, neither is farther away. They're the same distance, 10 blocks or units. And so you can write some version of that in your box or type it in. Now, we also talked about why we chose to count by twos and how that was an appropriate scale for this particular picture. We talked about how to get to Ray's pet shop and the Furry Friends pet shop and what integers were represented there. What I would like you to do is choose two out of these three questions and summarize what you heard. If you need to rewatch this video in order to do that, that's fine. Hopefully this video, as well as any other videos we've done this week, will help to support your learning on this last lesson of the week, and you'll be able to do all the grading and fixing of your different Google Slides and forms tomorrow. I hope you have a good end of your week. Please reach out to me if you need any support.